Good afternoon. This is Mitchell Eliason from Unicus Spray Systems. We're breaking down our king pump cylinders. This one happens to be a resin side cylinder, but it was right next to the A side cylinder, which had a big leak on it. So we like to do them both in a pair. So I'm going to proceed to catch all the drips I can and break this cylinder down for you before we soak it in CU6 material. Heated CU6 material. The first thing that I'd like to do is grab my spanner wrench and see if I can break this loose. Came apart rather easily. Now, right away, when I see how easily that wet cup came loose, that's really a bad thing. That means that the sprayer who was maintaining this allowed this to have a small amount of pressure down upon the packings. That's not good. This needs to be on there very tightly to maintain the packings, to keep them tight. So you can see how good your maintenance has been on this king pump by how tight this is. As you can see here, there's some buildup inside that is preventing the wet cup from removing. When we reattach this and all clean parts and everything rebuilt, we'll have some anti-seize on these threads also. Just keep that in mind. There we go. Okay. One thing I failed to mention is the importance of this this piece in here. There's kind of like a fibered piece in here that's red in color. You can see it listed right here as 168-285. It's kind of a protector, but that needs to come out so we can soak this thing. You kind of walk it on out of there. There it comes out. So it's kind of like a fibered gasket. It kind of protects this this roll pin. And this roll pin, by the way, really should be bent so it's conforming to this round shaft here. This is meant to catch on this the way it is right now, so I'll fix that later. Okay. The next step we're going to do is we're going to break down this cover from the cylinder. I'm grabbing a 18-inch fit-all wrench or an adjustable wrench. Again, these two connections from the main cylinder to this lower cover, that is always using Loctite, anti-seize material on these threads, on these fine threads. Okay. There's really nothing in here that I need to remove, so this is ready for the dunk tank. Pull this off. Here's some resin material here. This is the large check ball, and then this shaft that's easily lost and easily removed, so don't lose this. we're going to need to cut this nylon O-ring and remove it, because that comes in the kit and we'll replace that. So I usually cut it just so it's not too hard to remove. There. Now this is ready for soak. Okay. I'm going to take a pipe wrench and I'm going to gently turn on this and it should come off. Can you see this here? So it's a little messy. So this is the upper seat. And this is the lower seat. Okay? Here's your cylinder. Notice how clean this is because it's the resin side. I always like to look in here to make sure it looks nice. This is either directional, so it can go either way. All right. This is going to turn, so I need to hold this shaft still. And the best way to do this is really by walking this out so I can have this alone. So now is probably a good time . I'm just going to bend these legs of this roll pin so it more conforms, like you can see there. That's a lot better. And then I'm going to lock this out of the packings like that. In order to get this upper ball seat assembly removed, I'm going to have to hold it here in the vise. Lastly, I want to get this screw out and be able to soak it so it can get cleaned up too. So I'm going to need to remove this side fitting here. We'll reassemble that with this number 5 special pipe thread sealant. So when we reassemble this fitting, we'll use that. So I'll soak this fitting. I'll take this fastener out. I'm going to try to pull these packings out of here. Sometimes they'll come out with a little persuasion. Like that. Again, I think it's important to see the orientation of this. this goes down first, the seat. You've got 4 packings that fit this round concave, 4 of them in a row, and they fit nice on there with the top piece. That all goes in here like this, and these will all be in the new kit. Kit number 215336. I'm going to throw all those away, and if you look inside of this top piece, there's a nylon O-ring that we need to get out of there because we're going to replace that. See that white nylon O-ring? So I'm going to try to get under it so I can pull it out. Just like that. We'll replace that. Okay. This piece is ready for the dunk tank. All we really have is one assembly left, and that's the piston and the upper ball seat. So I've got kind of a dedicated tool here with a 1 5/8 socket attached to this big breaker bar, so I can remove this. And this one actually came off very easily. They don't normally come off that easy. So I'm going to remove this. And you can see the assembly goes like this. You got a flat washer, a wave washer. You've got the upper ball seat packing seat or rest. You've got your 4 packings. And these are definitely a different dimension than these upper packings. They are not the same. They are thinner and then they're wider. So it's not too, you just got to keep them separate. But there's 4 of those. There's your top piece. And then there's your upper washer. Now, Unicus sells a special carbide seat. This is your seat that's naturally there. Sometimes this can really wear. And when it's clean, we can look at it in the light and see if it's wearing evenly. If there's a spot that it's uneven, we can replace this. And Unicus makes this as a carbide seat. All these components we throw away. And we keep this. And this ball will come out, but we're going to remove these two. This is connected to this from Unicus with blue Loctite. This piston to this piece is with red Loctite. So this one should come off with much more difficulty. And we'll probably see that. Like I said, much more difficulty. it should be difficult to remove. And this one was. You can see the red Loctite coming down on my gloves. Okay. There we go. Okay. Here's the ball that comes with the new kit. I'm going to throw this out and put this in my bin of things to clean. My piston. Some have asked me about if they should put a fastener through here and hold this top part stronger and more rigid to the piston. That would not be a good idea. This is designed so it can flex a little bit. So a cotter key is your friend. Don't ever do anything different. This needs to float a little bit. So.
Walter. Hey.
We're off to the dunk tank.